Hey everyone, it's Miss Schnabel here. Um, for our seventh grade e-learning activity for this week, for Wednesday and Thursday, this is a 2-day assignment. You are going to take my ancient civilization um, PowerPoint here, which is actually a Google slideshow. Here it is up here. Okay, it looks like this Google slideshow. And you are going to transform it into an ancient civilization of one of the four civilizations we sing about in our song. So, Mesopotamia has the Tigris and Euphrates, Egypt has the Nile, Indus, same name, Indus, same name, or China has the Huang and the Chang. All right. So here we have this. You can see that if I wanted to see it as an actual slideshow, I could go to view and I could go to present. And of course, now it's going to be loading it as an actual slideshow that I could flip through. Now, on this slideshow, you'll see that it talks about the ancient Inca civilization. I made this up because I couldn't have created, say, one on ancient Egyptian civilization, because then you'd have all the answers. So, as you can see on the first page, we have the title. We have created by Pamela Schnabel. If we go to the next page, you'll notice that, let me close this little window out here. You'll notice here that it says government and then held power from this time to this time. This empire stretched across South America. It had the largest empire in the Americas. The ruler was a king who passed down the title within families and had local leaders that reported to governors, and then governors reported to the king. Now, you'll see here that you have a picture of your ancient civilization and it is titled. This is written into a text box. If we go to the next page, it talks about their achievements. What were the great achievements of these ancient civilizations? For the Incas, it was that they created transportation, they used quipus, rope bridges, and terrace farming. Next, well, is Incan geography. You will need to put a map here. You're going to get rid of my map and put your map in, and you'll see what I'm talking about as soon as I get through this video. You can see this talks about the ancient civilization and their geography, so where they were located, so on and so forth. Okay, now next, this is the part that's going to be really personal. This is Incas are the best because, okay, and you're going to choose whatever civilization you're doing this PowerPoint on, and it needs to be just one civilization all the way through. So if you do start Egypt, you've got to finish Egypt all the way through and say that Egyptians are the best because, and you are going to give me reasons that you've learned about in class or researched online that Egyptians are the best. Okay. Your last page here looks like a works cited page. Don't do this page. I'm not worried about it right now with e learning. So this is something that we might normally do in class with more guided instruction. But because we are not physically sitting in class where I can help you and help you work through it, or Miss Strudis or Miss Wilcox, you are not to do this page. Please notice the big attention on the bottom of the screen. All right. Now, to understand what we're doing here, all right, we're going to go back up to the top. So, attention, directions are at the bottom of each page. Look down. Here we go. Right down to this arrow. It says, "This is your first slide. To make a title page, please replace my ancient civilization's name with the ancient civilization you have chosen. Here is your list of choices. Also, replace my name." So, for instance, you click on here. This is a text box here. You might say ancient, I don't know. Let's go with Mesopotamian. Mesopotamian. Oh man, that looks funky like that. So I'm going to have to hit the enter button and put it down, put civilization all on its own line. Then we're going to click on my name. And of course, we're going to get rid of my name. And instead, let's go ahead and just have a fun name. Let's go with maybe created by um, Joey I Kangaroo. In case you didn't know, a baby kangaroo is called a Joey. So that's where you would put your name. Once you were done with this slide, simple enough, you're going to go to that government slide. And of course, we don't want to know about this government. We want to know about the ancient Egyptian government. Okay. So you would need to go look up online. All right. How long ancient Egypt stayed in power. One of the best places that you might be able to look is, of course, our University of Manchester, Egypt. Okay, and it brings up that we've been here before. This is a great access tool here to use. And you can actually figure out their timeline of when, and if you look at this, you can figure out when they were in power from. So we're going to scroll up. We're going to get our numbers from here. You can use any site on the internet that I'm not real worried about. So if you're not doing ancient Egypt, you can look this information up online. I'm going to keep it real simple for you. You can see here is 7500 BCE. So we'd have to go back to, of course, our slideshow. And we're going to say 7500 BCE. So back, and then 7500 and then of course BCE. Okay. And then of course you would continue on with the Egyptian timeline, filling in all of that good information, going all the way forward, and you'd get your next date. Obviously, going through and adjusting this number and writing the next number, whatever would fill in the blank. I am not going to give you this answer so that I do it all for you. You would then need to tell me things about ancient Egypt's government. Okay. Now, as far as this picture can easily be taken out or changed. So let's just randomly go. We're going to search the internet. We're going to go for ancient Egypt picture, AIENZEGYPT image. You can see I'm just searching it up on Google. Very simple, easy peasy, right? So maybe you want to pull something specific. Maybe you want to, look at the Great Pyramid. Maybe you like this picture of the Sphinx, anything like that. I mean, it's really up to you. I'm just going to kind of pull this. That's one picture of the Sphinx. Maybe my computer's going a little slow moving here. I do apologize. So we can pull this one. Obviously, we pull that up. We'll copy it when it does load here. Scroll down. Here we go. And we go copy image, right? And we go ahead and we put it back in here. So here's where we're going to paste it. We're just going to paste, as you can see. And there's my image. Now, what I need to do is get rid of this image, right? So I get rid of that image. I pull my Sphinx image over here. I've got to size it appropriately so it fits in my gray little box. Here we go. Maybe fits a little bit differently than my last picture, but that's all right. No worries. Here we go. But you know what? You do need a title to it. So we're going to title it what it is. No capital H, the Sphinx. All right. So now you've got your picture in there. You're talking about Egypt. I've showed you how you can change out pictures, delete them, that kind of thing. Simply put, if you just, and we can always put that last picture back too. Check this out. Use this back button back here. This is your undone button, and it will go all the way through. So many changes. Look at, there's all my back changes, right? All those undos. All right. Now, to get rid of this picture, once again, all I did was click on it. You'll see that this is the picture that is highlighted here. Once that picture is highlighted, all I'm going to do is hit the backspace button and it's going to delete that. Then, of course, when I did, I just clicked on the picture of the Sphinx. I dragged it, I pulled it over, I resized it by grabbing these tiny little buttons here. I brought it over to the middle because I thought that maybe looked a little bit better when it was centered. I could bring it down even lower if I wanted it closer. Then, of course, this is a text box all its own. We have to get rid of this, right? However you want to get rid of it. If I highlight it and delete it, then I put in the Sphinx and I have reworked it. All of this information that you guys see over here, such as government, this is stuff that you can go to Manchester University or University of Manchester and then put Egypt after. If you are choosing to do Mesopotamia, you can always use your textbook and look Mesopotamia up or look Egypt up or look the Indus Valley up in the back of your textbook in the index. But you can also use the internet, of course. Please, 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 please make sure you are not just cutting entire sentences out. If you post something here, you need to know what it's saying. Do not go post something about Mesopotamia that you have no idea what it's about. Okay? It is not just about randomly posting things you have no idea about or you don't understand or words that are college level words. It's about posting things you understand. So please, when you go to your search for any of these things, I'm going to urge you to do one thing. If you want to say ancient, A-N-C-I-E-N-T, ancient, and then you type in Mesopotamia, Mesopotamia, put 4 kids at the end. Okay. Otherwise, it's going to pull up college level stuff too. Again, the key is this 4 kids. It's going to pull up quality information that is good for kids. So you can see here, all right, that like Ducksters is actually a really good, kids site that will explain it. It'll give you a little bit of history about that. And look, you've got all this information. You've got the daily life, you've got the arts and the artisans, you've got a whole bunch of stuff. And here's Hammurabi. Okay, they talk about all of these different things, glossaries and terms. So again, Ducksters is a really good, place for you guys to go and start, to be quite honest. But please put 4 kids at the end of your search. It doesn't matter if it's for Mesopotamia or Indus Valley. That did not work the way that I wanted it to, just in case everybody was wondering. So we get rid of ancient Mesopotamia and we put ancient and say Indus Valley. And again, 4 kids. Okay. And now we get some pictures of this. And now as you go down here, there's videos you guys can watch. You've got more, things about Indus Valley, but it's all sorts of stuff. Look, here's Kids Britannica. Okay. Again, this is going to be all sorts of things that are at your age level. Okay. So it's really, really, really important that you put 4 kids at the end of your search. So now this is going to talk about all of these things at a much easier level to kind of read and function at. So um this is your assignment to go through and take, of course, my original copy of my Inca civilization PowerPoint and change it over. There's some fun things that you guys can do if you want to be creative with, things for sure. Let's say that your pictures don't look good with this gray background. You can always choose to change that background. You can choose to change your, the layout, the theme. You can choose some transitions if you want. I mean, that's up to you. If you click on this background, it'll let you choose the color, for your background and different things like that. I'm not going to change this now. You can put in shapes and different things like that. This is how you insert a text box in case you wanted to. So I'm going to show you this. If you click on text box, it's going to give you this funky little kind of, I don't even know what that looks like. Maybe like a compass. Click on one point and then drag it down and across here. And then voila, I have an automatic text box. At this point in time for me, this would be Incan rope bridges. Okay. Um, Now, if I want to take this, you see how it's all the way over to the left here? To make it look a little better, I might want to come up here and align it differently and align it for the center. And that might be a little bit more of what I want. So I've now showed you how to um, kind of change things out and paste things in. You can, go up here to insert and you can put an image in a text box. You can put audio in. I mean, you don't have to, that's not a requirement by any means. But you can do all sorts of things here. I do ask that you keep to 5 slides. So here again, you'll see the slide numbers at the side. Slide 1, of course, is your title slide. Slide 2 talks about government. Slide 3 is the one we're on, achievements. Slide 4 is your Incan geography. And I already showed you how to, click here, delete that map out, put a map in for your civilization. And then, of course, last but not least, here is your typing. All of these answers will be checked for plagiarism. To be quite honest, that's what it says down here. Remember that on every slide, there are directions way down here at the bottom. So on this slide, you are going to tell me why you believe the ancient civilization you chose was the most powerful or best. This is only an example of what you should do. This writing will be checked for plagiarism. Do not copy and paste anything into here. This should be all of your own writing, things that when you went to say this website, you read all of this, okay, and then came back over here and typed about it and told me why you know, the Indus Valley, should that be the one that you choose, was the best. Here, I'm also going to add in here, must use use, oh my gosh, I can't type use, paragraph format and complete sentences. So do make sure that here on this slide only, you are using a paragraph format with complete sentences. You can see that I have indented right here. You can see I have periods at the end of my sentences because that is part of what you will be graded on. Again, I hope this was pretty, understanding. Also, you will need to retitle this. Obviously, this is a copy of my ancient civilization Incan example. Your title should literally be the title of your ancient civilization, whatever it is that you choose. And then you will also send this back to me through the Google Classroom. So if you have any questions, please, please, please feel free to Google Chat with me, or even set up a time that we can do a Google Hangout and I can see what you're doing, or you can screenshot what you're doing and send it to me so I can kind of see what's going on. Again, I hope that you guys are staying safe. I hope you're staying indoors. I hope you're socially distancing. Do remember that this is a time where you're really just supposed to be around, your core, kind of family people, to limit the exposure for all. So again, I really, really hope you guys are, doing well. And if you're struggling with any of this, please reach out. Have a wonderful evening.